notice I don't do no fucking editing and shit. My mind doesn't allow me to because it's so fucking fast. You know, but so throughout everything that I've done, you know, reverse engineering language and stuff like that, a lot of things kind of dawned on me as like in a third dimension, everything's backwards, upside down, backwards. So I started, you know, doing this breakdown and trying to understand it differently. And there's a level of absurdity that's just fucking, it's crazy. But I bought an ambulance, and my goal was to fix this ambulance up, and I was going to travel around, do tattoos in it, and you know, I was designing it and everything. It was going to be some just comfortable, you know, nothing extravagant or anything, but also give me enough space in there to actually tattoo. And I think it'd be cool to go on, you know, kick open the back doors, tattoo on a beach in the back of an ambulance and shit. And there's a lot of significances with this particular ambulance, with the date, where it came from. Somebody, one of my best friends, like dad, who passed away, that was a tattoo artist. It's like I connect with him also, but I connect with him through his son. And like it's weird, but there's all these like little significant things, and it just got to the point where I can't focus enough on it to keep it going. I can't focus enough to go to work and do certain things. I got a great job and a great boss. It's not particularly interesting job, you know. Don't keep my curiosity appealed to where I can keep doing it and keep learning. It's just kind of like straightforward, and I'm more like frozen. I can't. I'm chasing after this information or this connection, and nothing else matters. That's how important it is. I'm trying to do it in a way to not freak people out, and so far it seems I'm failing pretty miserably at it. But there's always that positive side of failure. You know, each video is a light bulb that might not work, but eventually one of these videos is going to make a light bulb go off, you know, in somebody's head, and it's going to spark an interest, and that interest is going to spark a fuse that's going to grow, and it's going to create this like knowledge bomb. I call it with the, you know, the way the words are and everything, it's going to be a nuclear bomb. And when I say nuclear bomb, I just say it that way, but it's really a nuclear bomb. You know, a clear way of seeing things, a new clear way of doing things, a new clear way of perceiving things. So it's a nuclear bomb. So everybody's out here worried about a nuclear bomb explosion or whatever. They may have these things out there. That's cool, whatever. It's not cool. I don't give a shit. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. They can drop one on me right now and I'll still come back. It's just a reset, man. It's like, okay, we've got enough. Let's collect these souls up and start over again. And that's like the type of shit that happened in the pyramids. We wonder where the civilizations, you know, go. It's a dead civilization, this and that, but it's not. They're in us. I'd like to tell you about a story about the Indian, the soul of the Indian, or the soul of the indigenous people, the collective. Yeah, because it's a unified soul, but it's not solidified. It's connected, but also has the ability to disconnect due to like free will. So anyway, back to this ambulance. So, you know, this girl told me, you know, you don't hang a mirror on an outside wall because it gives spirits or souls or whatever the opportunity to enter your house or something. I can't remember exactly, but you're not supposed to put them on exterior walls because it's kind of a direction to where they can find you. So it got me to thinking, with all these souls and everything that I feel like I'm processing through and shit. I'm already in an ambulance that I'm sure there's been several people die in. So there's trapped souls inside the ambulance. Okay, I get that. Maybe I've processed them. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. I don't know who they were. They could have been part of that personality that I've connected with, people that's passed and people that are still alive. But as like a metaphysical or a medical, I think it pushes the threshold of medical and metaphysical. And if anybody's interested in this that has anything to do with tattoos and spirituality and like death and reincarnation, and I mean, there's religious aspects to it that I think they are all kind of touch base in the same dynamic. But I thought I thought of an idea, but I don't have the resources to do it. I've got this ambulance, and I would like to do the outside of it with like three-dimensional hands and faces and stuff kind of coming out of it, like there's souls inside it trying to get out. But on the inside of it, mostly mirrors, so that it's easier. Because if they're in there and they're trying to find their way out, and I can help them out, but it takes help from the souls that are out there already to help. You can call it creativity, you can call it reality, you can call it whatever you want, but it's a very interesting thing, especially when you're performing something like a tattoo. Tattoo, I believe, would fall underneath the category of a blood ritual, and we've put them in a category of just mainstream coolness or mainstream whatever, whatever it is. Tattoos aren't now what they used to be, although they're still not fully accepted in some places. Maybe it's the way I look, maybe it's the way I act, maybe it's a feeling they get from me that I'm unaware that I'm projecting. I don't know. Maybe it's that love that they don't know. Oh shit, what's that, man? That's a fucking scary thing to feel. Yeah, man, love is scary, because at any time it can just decide it doesn't want to be there anymore and walk out the door. If you're finding it in another person, or trying to find it in another person. And this is where, like, self-love comes in. In one dynamic, I'm showing myself that self-love because I believe in this to the fullest. So it's hard for me to pull myself away from it because I feel so strongly about it. So I mean, in one dynamic it is self-love, but in the other dynamic I do lose people physically that I try to show love to and try to get love in return from. And like I said, I don't really believe that anybody truly knows how to love, or how to receive love, or the dynamic in which it can be beneficial for two people instead of just one. Some people find love in material items. I get that. I love this hat. My girl hates it. Do I take it off because she hates it? No. Because if there's a part of me that I want her to hate, I would rather it be a hat and not my soul, not my body. Don't hate me for trying to be me. And I don't believe she hates me. I believe she's just kind of like, I don't know. In one dynamic I can see scared. One dynamic I can see embarrassed. one dynamic I can see. Ashamed. Um, and for a lot of us, we don't even know what these things are. I'm sure we know what embarrassed is, because that's kind of a no-brainer. But to feel ashamed of something, shame goes so fast. Like, if you find something that you're doing and you feel ashamed of doing it, just the simple reason that you found it and it made you feel ashamed of doing it, and you realize you wasn't intentionally doing it, shame goes out the window. It's like, man, I'm sorry, I didn't even know I was doing that shit. So people are afraid of feeling shame and guilt, and I'm kind of attracted to finding something that I'm doing wrong to make better, and better myself. Self-reflection, there's self-help books and shit. I've read, and I say read, I gotta audiobook it because I can't focus enough to read. But I've read I was trying to figure out what the hell, in my marriage, and so I read the 5 love languages, which made a lot of sense. And if we would have both actually, read the book in the proper frame of mind, we could have probably made some adjustments, some recognitions, and both parties could have been held accountable. Because and I don't mean that in a derogatory term. Holding yourself accountable is self-growth. Identifying what you do is self-growth. If you can't identify it and you think that you don't do anything wrong, and you think that status is having a lot of friends instead of having just a few, a few close ones are better than a lot of fake ones. But there's certain things that, people say, like, that just blows my mind. But I think the whole tattoo thing would be cool. I've already started the process, man. It's like, I had all the tools at one time to do it, all the shit, all the supplies and everything. And through the course of divorce and stuff, a lot of my shit getting stolen or given away or whatever, time I turn around, I'm going to get a tool. That tool's missing. It's like, fuck, man, I gotta get it again. So it's like, who wants to keep buying this shit over and over and over and over again just for the next person to fucking not give it back or steal it or whatever? I just need to borrow it. I'm perfectly capable. But I don't know, I just get to talking, man. My fucking mind won't stop. I'm desperately reaching out for help from somebody. Like, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me. I feel like it's a systematic error with mechanical mechanism. Think of yourself as being a mechanical engineer, and that is basically figuring out a way to put multiple pieces of a moving parted object together and make them function together properly. That's like a mechanical engineer. And then you take the system that has been created and the structure of everything, and it creates this systematic mechanism that just basically just keeps doing this same thing. And then people up at the top are so fucking out of it that they don't identify it. And why would they need to? They don't even have to think of money. They can say, oh, somebody needs $23 billion from across the from across the world. Yeah, aren't they on part of our mechanical operating? All right, send them $23 billion. Oh, they need 10 million more or billion more. And these numbers are just outrageous because, you do like the math, and if you make $1 a second, what was it? $1 a minute? No, I think it was $1 a second. It'd take you like 11 minutes or something to make $1 million. But at $1 a minute, it would take like 31 years to make $1 billion. It's just like, holy shit, man. And then you got people out here that have billions and billions and billions that they just use that money to make more money. Because if you have money, that in itself makes more money. So when you don't have any money and the only thing that you have is like energy or knowledge to know how to do something, skilled trade or something like that, that's how you survive. That's not how you live, that's how you survive. And people that are up at the top, I'm not talking about everybody, but people that's been in, generational wealth for a while, or political wealth, or corrupt wealth, or whatever, they're so disconnected. It's not survival for them. It's like, it's just fun. Whatever they want to do, they do it, and whoever they want to do it to, they do it. And if they want to do something fucked up, they do it, and then they pay somebody to get them out of trouble for it. And they have the money and the means and the know-how to do it. It's just a way to manipulate the system. Money manipulates everything. You remove the dynamic of money, and you're removing an amount of corrupt individuals, because they can't pay their way to do whatever it is that they were doing. You can't be paid off. It's so easy to pay off anybody. I mean, fuck, I'll give you $1 million to not post this on Facebook. I mean, that help. But this is more important. This is bigger than $1 million. This is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than both of us. It's bigger than all of us. It's a course correction, you find a systematic error in the system. Would you choose to hide it or correct it or improve it or whatever? It's like when if you pay attention to like politics, man, that is such a divide. It's crazy. You got two people that bitching about what people did in their past. Well, why don't we come together and quit worrying about what people may or may not have done, and see what they could possibly do as togetherness. I don't think I'd have a lot of people disagree that Kamala Harris is the actual president. We tried to do it as the first lady type thing. So they slid a person in there that you can do whatever you want subconsciously, and they consciously, it's like, it's like puppeteering. It's younger controlling older now. It's like what I was saying about like Epstein Island. I think there's a dynamic that we're unaware of intelligent consciousness and children being more aware of certain consciousness levels that us as so-called adults are unaware of. I feel like I communicate with my son. I don't know whether he can identify that. And I don't even know whether to talk to him about it, because if I talk to him about it, am I disrupting like his belief system? I don't even know if he has a belief system. I know he has a belief system in me, and I think that that's the most important. He believes in his dad, and he never wants me to give up, and I won't. I don't get to see him that often. Core system, systematic shit. Nobody wants what seems to be in the best interest of a child. They would rather do what makes them feel better about themselves, or make them not have to deal with other people's opinions about a situation. It's like adoption and abortion and all that shit. That's all fucking, it's all societal shit, man. It's all society trying to argue about shit that's fucking irrelevant. Misdirection and shit like that. I sit down here and do this, like, it's like all I can do. This is the only focus that I can get.